The world watched with bated breath as the first trainloads of North Korean soldiers crossed into Russia, a sight that many thought they would never witness. The train, laden with troops, slowly made its way across the border, marking a new chapter in international relations. This stark image confirmed the burgeoning partnership between these two isolated nations, a partnership that has been quietly developing over the past few years. The sight of North Korean and Russian flags fluttering side by side was a powerful symbol of their newfound alliance. Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte called the deployment a sign of desperation from Moscow, suggesting that Russia's reliance on North Korean troops indicates a significant strain on its own military resources. He emphasized the need for the international community to take this development seriously. The arrival of North Korean troops on Ukrainian soil marks a significant escalation in the ongoing conflict. Their presence adds a new layer of complexity to an already volatile situation, raising questions about the future of the region. While the Kremlin has remained tight-lipped about the exact number and role of these troops, their presence alone speaks volumes. Analysts speculate that these soldiers could be used in various capacities, from frontline combat to logistical support. For North Korea, this deployment represents an opportunity to curry favor with a powerful ally and secure much-needed aid. The interaction between North Korean soldiers and Russian officials suggests a deepening of military and economic ties. The United States has warned of severe consequences should North Korea provide lethal aid to Russia. American officials have stressed that such actions would not go unanswered and could lead to further sanctions and diplomatic isolation for both nations. As the world grapples with this unprecedented alliance, the stakes in Ukraine have just gotten much higher. Global leaders are now faced with the challenge of navigating this new geopolitical landscape where old alliances are tested and new ones are forged in the crucible of conflict. The relationship between North Korea and Russia is one forged in the crucible of the Cold War. This bond, steeped in historical significance, has seen numerous transformations over the decades. In the aftermath of World War II, the Korean peninsula found itself divided, a division that would shape the geopolitical landscape of the region for years to come. With the Soviet Union supporting the communist North and the United States backing the capitalist South, the peninsula became a focal point of Cold War tensions. This division culminated in the Korean War, a brutal conflict where North Korea, supplied by the Soviet Union and China, fought against the US-led United Nations forces. The war left an indelible mark on the Korean peninsula, solidifying the divide between North and South. Following the war, the Soviet Union played a pivotal role in rebuilding North Korea's economy and military. Soviet engineers and workers were instrumental in reconstructing the war-torn nation, laying the foundation for North Korea's future development. This close relationship continued throughout the Cold War, with the Soviet Union providing North Korea with economic aid, military equipment, and diplomatic cover. The alliance was mutually beneficial as North Korea served as a strategic buffer for the Soviet Union against Western influence in Asia. However, the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 dealt a severe blow to North Korea. The loss of its primary benefactor led to economic hardships and famine, plunging the nation into a period of severe crisis. Relations with the newly capitalist Russia were initially strained as the two countries navigated the new global order. But the ascension of Vladimir Putin to power in 1999 marked a turning point in their relationship. Putin saw an opportunity to rebuild ties with North Korea to counterbalance the United States and its allies. Diplomatic efforts were renewed, and both nations sought to find common ground in a rapidly changing world. Economic ties strengthened, with Russia becoming a major importer of North Korean coal and other minerals, in defiance of international sanctions. This economic partnership provided North Korea with much-needed resources, while Russia gained a foothold in the region. Today, the relationship between North Korea and Russia continues to evolve, shaped by historical ties and contemporary geopolitical realities. Both nations remain strategic partners, navigating a complex international landscape together. The deployment of North Korean troops to the Kursk region carries significant historical and strategic weight. The Kursk salient was the site of one of the largest and most decisive battles in history during World War II. Today, the Kursk region, bordering northeastern Ukraine, once again finds itself at the forefront of a geopolitical struggle. For Russia, the region serves as a logistical hub and a staging ground for offensives. For Ukraine, it represents a potential target for counterattacks aimed at disrupting Russian supply lines. The presence of North Korean troops in this sensitive region adds a new layer of complexity to the conflict. Their deployment could be seen as a defensive move by Russia or a more proactive approach in offensive operations. The international community has reacted with alarm to the news of North Korean troops in Russia. Western governments view this development as a dangerous escalation of the conflict. The United States has accused North Korea of directly aiding Russia's war crimes. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg warned that the deployment undermines the rules-based international order. Beyond official pronouncements, there is a growing sense of unease within Western capitals. The potential for miscalculation or intentional escalation is high, raising the stakes of the conflict. The international community now faces the daunting task of deterring further North Korean involvement while seeking a peaceful resolution to the conflict in Ukraine. The deployment of North Korean troops to Ukraine has sent shockwaves through Seoul. South Korea now faces the unsettling prospect of its arch-nemesis directly involved in a major conflict alongside a nuclear-armed Russia. This development has heightened anxieties in Seoul, raising concerns about potential spillover effects. Of particular concern is the potential for North Korea to gain valuable combat experience and access to advanced Russian military technology. The South Korean government has condemned North Korea's actions, calling on Pyongyang to withdraw its troops. Seoul has pledged to work closely with its allies, particularly the United States, to counter this new threat and maintain stability on the Korean peninsula. While the Kremlin remains tight-lipped about the specific tasks assigned to the North Korean troops, speculation abounds. Analysts point to several possibilities, ranging from rear echelon support roles to direct involvement in combat operations. One possibility is that North Korean troops will be deployed to reinforce depleted Russian units or take over security duties in occupied territories. Another scenario involves North Korean troops being deployed in a combat support role, perhaps operating artillery or manning air defense systems. The most concerning possibility is that North Korean troops could be deployed in a direct combat role, fighting alongside Russian soldiers on the front lines. The arrival of North Korean troops in Russia injects a new element of uncertainty into the Ukraine conflict. While their numbers may not dramatically alter the balance of power, their presence alone could have a significant psychological impact. For Ukraine, the deployment serves as a stark reminder that Russia is willing to go to great lengths to achieve its objectives. This realization could erode morale among Ukrainian soldiers and civilians. On the other hand, the presence of North Korean troops could further galvanize Western support for Ukraine. This could lead to increased military and financial aid for Ukraine. Furthermore, the deployment of North Korean troops could complicate diplomatic efforts to end the war. The deployment of North Korean troops to Russia transcends the immediate context of the Ukraine war. The burgeoning alliance between Russia and North Korea highlights the emergence of a new axis of authoritarian powers. This new axis poses a significant challenge to the rules-based international system. By supporting Russia's war of aggression, North Korea has demonstrated its willingness to flout international norms. This development has profound implications for the future of global governance and the ability of the international community to address shared challenges. The deployment of North Korean troops to Ukraine is just the latest manifestation of a deepening partnership between Russia and North Korea. This move signifies a bold step in their alliance, showcasing their willingness to support each other in times of conflict and crisis. Driven by shared strategic interests and a common animosity towards the West, this alliance has the potential to reshape the geopolitical landscape. Both nations see this partnership as a counterbalance to Western influence, aiming to create a new power dynamic in the region. For Russia, the partnership offers several strategic advantages, including access to cheap labor and raw materials. North Korean workers are increasingly being employed in Russian industries, providing a boost to the Russian economy while also offering North Korea a source of much-needed revenue. Moreover, a closer relationship with North Korea allows Russia to project power in the Asia-Pacific region. Joint military exercises and increased naval presence are clear indicators of their strategic intentions to assert dominance and influence in these waters. North Korea benefits from Russia's diplomatic and military support. This includes not only military aid, but also technological assistance, which helps North Korea enhance its defense capabilities. Russia's veto power in the UN Security Council shields North Korea from further sanctions. This diplomatic backing is crucial for North Korea, allowing it to navigate international pressures with greater ease. As the relationship continues to deepen, we can expect increased economic, military, and diplomatic cooperation. Joint ventures in various sectors, from energy to technology, are likely to emerge, further solidifying their alliance. This partnership is likely to have far-reaching consequences for regional and global security. The evolving dynamics between these two nations will undoubtedly influence the strategies and policies of other global powers, making it a critical area to watch in the coming years. We stand at a critical juncture in history, witnessing the emergence of a new geopolitical reality. The deployment of North Korean troops to Russia serves as a stark reminder that we live in an interconnected world. The challenges posed by this new geopolitical landscape are immense, requiring a fundamental reassessment of traditional approaches to diplomacy and security. In this uncertain environment, it is more important than ever for responsible actors to uphold international law and pursue dialogue and diplomacy. The alternative, a world defined by zero-sum competition and escalating conflict, is too dangerous to contemplate.